Hi, and welcome to Blind Faith Live. Real people, real miracles. My name is Philip Keller. Complete new episodes every Tuesday. We also go into the archives with Issam's Insights and Dr. Issam Nemeh and Kathy Nemeh today, and the singing of Ashley Nemeh. It's a family affair. This began several months ago. Our parish was looking for someone with Middle Eastern connections, talk about the persecution, about where is faith in all this, where is mercy in all of this. So we will start with Kathy Nemeh here on Blind Faith Live.
They left everything. They brought their clothes, money, and their rosaries. That's all they had with them, and their faith, and their Blessed Mother.
Kathy talking about her parents who in 1954 left Syria, left everything behind, and came to the land of opportunity, came to America. This was not the typical Kathy Nemeh talk. We've all seen the charming, impish, have you laughing one moment and crying the next moment Kathy. This wasn't that Kathy. This was a very wise speaker who sized up the room, who sized up what the people needed to hear, and delivered it. This was a pained Kathy. Pained for her home country, pained for the world.
When we were little, our parents decided to take us on a journey to Syria. Wadi al-Majawi, Syria. What we didn't know at the time was, as we were little, at the base of their homes was Jabal al-Saydi, which is the mountain of the Blessed Mother. And people from all over the world would come to visit that mountain. Christians, Muslims, Orthodox, Saudi Arabians, Iraqis, Iranians, it didn't matter. What I saw in Syria as a child was incredible. It wasn't like it is now.
And that was the point. Things are so different now. Muslims revere Mary as well. She's in the Quran. They believe in the virgin birth of Jesus. Christians, non-Christians would come to that mountain looking for miracles because they believed and still believe in Mary. She's looking at a war-torn nation now. She's looking at a nation in which half the people in Syria are now gone or on the run in refugee camps. This was a pained Kathy taking you on a tour of Syria and the world, if you will, and the pain that is in the world. And as I was sitting there listening, I got to tell you what played in my head. It was her daughter Ashley's song, who has been to Syria. The kids used to always go to Syria. On an annual basis, they go and have a wonderful time in Syria. And so Ashley was inspired to write and perform a song called Find Your Way. In fact, this song has over 1 million hits on YouTube if you haven't seen it. Ashley Nemeh, Find Your Way. Over 1 million hits. Because this is a world that is not reflecting our God.
Bullets fly and children dying every day. It all seems so senseless to me. We've been taught to hate what we don't understand. Is this the way God made the world to be? Where is that love? Where is that peace? Where is the beauty we all long to see?
Blessed Mother's mountain. And there were Muslims and Christians all together, living as one. There was no separation. With my husband came a beautiful family, my in-laws, who are now in the middle of all this ugliness. It is so sad to see them on Skype when there is electricity, when there is water. They can't believe what's happened to the country of Syria, that beautiful country. When the bombs are hitting Damascus, you don't know where they're going to hit. And in Damascus, it's like New York. They live in flats, each one. There are big buildings. And in those buildings, there are Muslims, there's Christians, there's Druze. And when the bombings are happening in Syria, they're all huddled together. Doesn't matter. They're human beings. They're all together in this. It is the saddest time for the whole world. Not only the Christians, but the whole world. I was talking to my mother-in-law on the phone one day, a few months ago, and all of a sudden I hear her screaming. I thought, what is going on? And the phone went dead. I guess the electricity went out. Well, I had to wait a few hours, and I called her back. I said, what happened? And she said, Kathy, I was looking outside and I was watching the neighbor kids, the great-grandkids of our neighbors were playing. And all of a sudden, when the bomb hit, those kids were killed. I don't know how to explain this other than this is evil. The people who are doing this are worse than animals. Animals have a heart. They are beasts. They are beasts. I was on Skype yesterday with my father-in-law, and I speak Arabic fluently, and his tears were flowing. He's 92 years old. And to see him cry crushes me. And in Arabic, he said, Aymat al-insan badu yirja insan, which means, when is the human being going to return to being a human being? It is sad. It breaks my heart to know that the Syria that I love, the Syria that I used to send my kids to, every summer I would send my 4 kids, Fadia, Ashley, Debbie, and Wadia. I would send them alone to Syria. It's beautiful. It's not what you think. St. Paul walked those streets. Jesus walked those streets. My children visited the church where Blessed Mother's robe is displayed. My kids are crushed. My kids are heartbroken when they saw on the internet that a parish in Homs where they visited, that they knew the priest and the deacon, that on the internet, the deacon and the priest were beheaded. My kids did not sleep for days. This is a reality. It's nothing you can make up. Like I said, I don't want to give you all the gory details. I just can't do that to you, but this is our reality. We need to pray. There's nothing more we can do but pray. Pray for this government. Pray for the politicians. What have they done? And if you think it's not them, you're wrong. It's not about the Syrian people. It's not the Lebanese people. They are people. They are peaceful people. It's the Jubilee. It's the year of mercy. God have mercy on all of us. God have mercy on each and every one of us. I pray And I'm begging Blessed Mother to outstretch her hands and give this world a sign of the love she has for each and every one of us. She is real. She is with each and every one of you. I ask that she show her love and compassion to every human being in this world. My husband had a patient come in the other day, and I got a call from the office, and Jane said to me, "You better come up to the office right away." I said, "Why?" And she said, "There's a very nice lady here with her husband. He's a professor, and she's very highly educated, and she's crying. She's screaming with pain, but she thinks Dr. Nemeh will not see her." And I said, "Why wouldn't he see her?" And Jane said, "She's afraid because she's Muslim." I said, "Wait a minute. We have never discriminated in our lives, in our office, in our home." So I went up to the office and I sat and I talked to her. And I saw her and I thought, she's in horrible pain. Her back, she had botched surgeries. And she said to me, "I see the picture of Jesus. I see Blessed Mother. I see angels." I said, "None of this in our office is from us. They're all from patients of my husband. Nothing from us." I said, "You are more than welcome here." She goes in, gets her treatment, fast forward. She comes out, she's feeling 85% better. She comes again, she's 100%. She called me Saturday. She said, "I'd like to stop and see you." I said, "I'd love for you to come over to see me." And she said, "Remember when you told me that the Blessed Mother is real?" I said, "Yes." And she said that she's my Heavenly Mother. I said, "Yes, I do remember that." And she said, "I prayed to her as my Heavenly Mother." And she began to cry. And she said, "The love you showed me, I thought you weren't going to see me because of all the ugly in the world." And I said, "I would never do that to you, neither would Dr. Nemeh. He's about love." And she reached into her purse and she handed me this rosary. And then in her other hand, she took out a plastic rosary and it said, "How to pray the rosary." And she said, "I want to do this every day and I want to teach my children that it's about love. It's about compassion. We're all in this together." My parents took a leap of faith, and I am so glad they did, because America is the best nation under God. Pray for the evil of the world. Pray for each other. Pray with faith, with hope, with mercy, and with love. And I'm going to end it with my daughter Ashley. She has written a beautiful song for our Blessed Mother. And listen to the beautiful words of this song.
Oh, sweet Holy Mary, whose faith did not fail, whose grace everlasting will always prevail. Oh, bright morning star, in glory
your father, his comments about when will the human beings return to being human beings?
Well, a human being is the brother of the other human being, you know. All human beings are our brothers.
But it's a touching comment. It's a man who's in the middle of a horrible situation that he never thought he'd be standing in the middle of in his 92 years.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful country.
Yeah.
And now he's watching that, and I know it hurts you.
I expected that to happen based upon the mindset that I've observed, you know, since I was a little kid. I mean, it was not right.
Which part? What are you speaking of?
Discrimination was there, even though we lived together. You know, there was always some difference. Always, if you are not a Muslim, you are an outsider. Let's put it this way. In Syria, maybe less than the other Arab countries.
At its peak, it was about a third Christian. At its peak, you think?
Third was more, actually, in the past. But
more than that?
Oh, yes, it was up to 70%.
Okay, so at one time, it wasn't a minority. It became a minority.
It became a minority, yeah.
Okay, and when you were growing up there, it was a minority?
It was, yeah.
Okay, so you felt that. Even though Kathy says everyone was together, there was, anytime you put differences in people together, you're gonna feel some of that.
Yes, you could feel that on a personal level, you know.
Mm-hmm. And now the percentage is down to nothing.
So almost nothing, yeah.
You know, did you ever think you would see the day when the Blessed Mother is on the cover of National Geographic?
No.
Did you hear about this? Did I tell you about this?
Last time you...
At the healing service. At the healing service. Somebody had a... Now, Rupert Murdoch is now the owner of National Geographic, a non-Christian.
Yes.
What do we take this as? Is this just a non-Christian trying to make money off the Christians, or is this something?
Yeah, maybe a promotion. Yeah,
trying to shake it up a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we look in general at what is happening throughout. The other day in England, they said England is not a Christian country. Here, the same thing happened in declaring the president that America is not a Christian country.
Yes, Obama said that here.
So, I mean. With Mary being on the cover of the National Geographic, I didn't read the comments inside, though.
The article is interesting in that what it does is it talks about the apparitions throughout the world, throughout time, how Muslims and Christians both revere her, what Mary has said. There's going to be a TV show, too, that'll air, I think tomorrow night, actually. I don't like the name of the TV special called The Cult of Mary. It's not my favorite title for a program, but very positive. And of course, a lot, you know, if you go online, you'll see a lot of people very upset that this scientific magazine is going off the rails. You
remember in the past when we were talking about the subject of Muslims revering Mary. Mm-hmm. And what we talked about, that God left something in there for them to be blessed.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and that's the way I see that right today. Now, if, it's fitting the prophecies. If it goes that way, then blessed be God, because you see, the sin entered the world through Eve. Then God transmitted to Adam and the human race, you know. And the sin comes out the reverse way, through the Son, through the second Adam, to Eve, and she is the final one that will actually finalize the going out of the sin, you know, out of this world. So, if that's the case, blessed be God.
It's playing out.
Exactly.
I also find it interesting, anybody who thinks this is all nonsensical, logically, you would think most of the apparitions would be, I saw Jesus, I saw Jesus, I saw Jesus. And it's not. It's I saw Mary.
Mary, yes.
Yeah, I did. And that is like, well, why would it be Mary? Until you kind of put all the pieces together, what she's doing and bringing people to her Son.
Yes.
The unifier here. She's one of us. You know?
Yes.
She's one of us. What else has been playing on your mind this week as you listen to the news of what's going on in the world? And anything new or different striking you? You mentioned the UK.
It really rang a bell.
Yeah. It seems to be the common theme, doesn't it?
It's spreading. Mm-hmm. It's spreading throughout. And it's becoming more clear as Christians we are being discriminated against. It's becoming clearer and clearer and clearer, and it's spreading throughout the world. Another sign of the time. So here, if you are politically correct, you are going to belong to the other side. You see the lukewarmness, and if here in the God again, it's becoming more and more obvious. He's sort of trying to force us to take a stand. Lukewarmness again is not going to be tolerated. So you have to belong to one side or the other, and it does fit Revelation.
And lukewarm ends up being the other side, doesn't it? Really, ultimately,
ends up needing more of the experience, and through the challenges they'll be facing living during the period of the Antichrist, they have to make up their mind.
One of the things that you mentioned long ago, and somebody was asking me with an email once again, is America's role in the future. And the sense that I believe you said America is basically going to dodge a lot of, even after all of this kind of starts playing out in the Antichrist and all that, over here we'll be a bit isolated from that, yes?
Yes, we are going to be. And the evil one knows that this nation is a Christian nation, strong Christian nation. And they know that they cannot change that nation. So there are two options for us: or turn right now and be good Christians and pray for the peace, and our prayers are very powerful, could change the whole thing, and the transition would be so peaceful. Still America would be isolated, you see. Or they will rise up, they will have that kind of spirit, like Christian ISIS spirit, and they will rise up and start fighting, and it's going to be bloody.
Interesting way of putting that, Christian ISIS mentality.
Yes.
Where there could be a very violent portion of Christianity.
Yes, we have.
You could see that happening here in America?
It could happen here in America,
so
yes.
we're not out of the woods yet, regardless.
No, we are not. But still we have the opportunity to turn the right way and start praying from our heart and surrender everything to Jesus. So His will be done for this country.
I probably don't mention it enough. I know it comes up on my phone every day at 3:00. God bless America. God bless the world. And sometimes I always give it a moment's prayer, but then it's like if I didn't give it enough moment, something will happen later in the day that says, did you take that moment? Did you really take that moment? This is important to God.
Yes.
This really is important, that God understands this is a Christian nation, regardless of what any leader says.
Yes.
And I'm feeling that more and more all the time, because you could see this country slip.
Yeah, we have an obligation towards this country, every one of us, for the freedom that it gave us, you see, for all the blessings that we've been living through. We have to be true Christians, and we cannot fall for that spirit of hatefulness and discrimination and all of that. Then we become non-Christians. Actually, we become enemies of the church. But because we as Christians cannot discriminate against anyone. You see, the mark of the Christian is that true love for everybody and for the whole world. Actually, interceding and blocking that evil. So the Christians that fall prey for the hatred, I'm going to kill you because you are a Muslim, is not a Christian. And people should be very aware of that, or otherwise then we are inviting that evil spirit. This same spirit has been destroying the Christians throughout the Middle East. We'll be inviting that same spirit into our country. And then God help us.
Thank you for listening to Blind Faith Live. Real people, real miracles. Complete new episodes every Tuesday. See you then. I'm Philip Keller.